to your tarot reading for the 22nd of June. There are 3 readings to choose from, and each of them has a different crystal. So you just need to choose which crystal you're most drawn to choose your reading. We have the white Howlite, the Citrine and the green Aventurine. Each of these is time-stamped in the description box below. All you need to do is click on the link and it'll take you straight to your reading. And I hope you find it useful. Please like and subscribe to get more readings, and if you want to find out more about me, you can come over to Sky Rose Wellbeing on Facebook. Have a great week. Hi to all of you who chose the white Howlite crystal for your reading. So this is a reading for the week starting the 22nd of June. It's a general reading, so it won't resonate with everyone. In this reading, we'll be looking at your current energies, the energies coming in, hopes and fears around this, and possible outcomes. So just looking at what the energy is at the moment. So we have the King of Rods in reverse, the Nine of Rods in reverse, and the Strength card. Now Mercury is in retrograde at the moment, which is the planet which rules communication, and the rods are often to do with creative communication. So them being in reverse kind of shows that the energy at the moment which is going on is communication not being as fruitful as you'd like it to be. There's this idea, there's this feeling that you've got walls up, you're not giving out creatively, you're not giving out lovingly. You feel like you're on guard and you're having to use strength to keep yourself to yourself almost. It's not a natural feeling that you're holding yourself back from some kind of communication, but you're using all your strength to actually keep those barriers in place. So that's the energy that you're at the moment, and we'll just see what energies are crossing that. So we have the Four of Cups, we have the Lovers in reverse, and we have the Three of Wands. So the Four of Cups is a card where you are reserved, you're standing back from a situation, you're not wanting to necessarily mix or share your thoughts, which with the King of Wands, sorry, you're withholding, these barriers are up and you're withholding these communications. And with the Lovers here, you've got the card of duality. You're not looking at partnership, you're not working with someone with this, so it feels as if this removal of communication, this holding back of communication is of your choice, it's not somebody else's choice, you're not responding to something else, these barriers are your own reaction to the situation. And with your Strength and the Three of Wands, it feels that you're trying to build a new way forward, a new way of communicating. You're trying to use all your inner strength to find your way through a situation. So it feels quite hard work at the moment. This lack of communication isn't a restful lack of communication. You're not having a pleasant break from something. So we'll just pop these up here and we'll see what energies are coming into the week. So with Mercury retrograde, often communications can just go absolutely haywire, whether or not it's emails going missing, letters going missing in the post, forgetting to post things, just not pressing send on things, missing things, things passing at the wrong times, all sorts of things can go haywire, and this is going on till the middle of July. So it's not a time to be making major decisions in your life either. So you have the Ace of Pentacles in reverse. So this is the energy coming in just now. So that's the sense that Page of Pentacles, it's a sense that the new start that you're trying to make, this new plans you're making for how you're holding back, is going to continue, but it's not feeling very stable to you. There's something about the communication doesn't feel very stable. It feels very unrestful. And the Page of Pentacles is also this beginning of the stability. You're at the beginning of a change. There's a change happening. and you're going inwards while you're making this change happen. But it does feel with the Page of Pentacles, you're weighing it up, you're not actually quite sure necessarily what the plans are yet. And we have the Ace of Swords in reverse. So with two aces in reverse, it's looking that there's no new beginnings happening. Whatever it is that you're trying to create, this new thought pattern, it's not really happening at the moment. So the energy throughout the week, it doesn't change much really. So we just find out what's crossing these energies at the moment. So we have the Eight of Pentacles, the Six of Cups in reverse, just see what we get for the Ace of Swords. Now someone's weekend reading was quite similar to this actually. And we have the Eight of Swords. Yeah, it feels like there's something, it feels quite traumatic. There's quite a lot of anxiety around whatever this decision, these changes that you're trying to make in your communication. But you're working really hard. It's not something you're taking lightly. You're using your strength, you're using your Eight of Pentacles. You're trying your very best to work at whatever it is. But this new beginning, just now, is not really helping you because you've got this Six of Cups here in reverse. It's like you're stuck in the past, you're stuck in an old way. And it's not changing. The old system that you're using, which you're trying to break, you're trying to be strong at breaking, you're trying to look forward and make new plans, it's not breaking. It keeps pulling you back to this old place. And it's causing you loads of anxiety just now. It's causing quite a lot of stress that you can't move out of this place that you want to. You can't start this new beginning because you just kept getting pulled back. And it feels like the thing which is blocking you is being nostalgically trapped in the past kind of thing. So we'll look at your hopes and fears. So just looking at what hopes are going on just now. So you've got the Eight of Cups. So you really desperately want to move away. You want to turn away. You want to move away from whatever these painful thought patterns are. And you really want to be alone to do it. So you have the Eight of Swords again. This is your fear. So this is your hope and this is your fear. Your hope is that you're going to move out of this situation. Can you see that you're turning away from these cups and you're moving on? Which is what you're hoping that all your hard work is going to pay off and that you can move on. But the Eight of Swords being in reverse shows that your actual fear is that you're still trapped in this anxiety. It's that you're not going to be able to move on. This nostalgia, this is just pulling you backwards constantly. So we have the Five of Swords and we have the Five of Rods or Wands. There's a battle, there's a serious battle going on. And it might be in your head or it might be with the communication. There could be lots of arguments going on. These arguments could be with yourself, it could be with one other person, and you're trying to change it desperately. And you're really scared that you can't change it. This fighting, this desperate feeling, it's quite sad. There's no peace here. There's no peace happening at the moment. But you really are hoping that you can put down your battle swords and move on, turn away from something, desperately trying to turn away from something. And just have some clarity on what it is that you're trying to turn away from. You have this need to have barriers up. You're kind of trying to keep your own boundaries, trying to not get drawn into an argument. So just asking, what's this actually about? So you've got the Death upside down. There's a cycle that you're trying to change and you just can't change it. It just keeps happening. It just keeps cycling, it keeps cycling, it keeps cycling. So why is it not changing? Why is it not changing? So we'll just see what it is that you are trying to change that won't change. Why won't it change? What is actually stopping it from changing? There's something here which is stopping it from changing. You're working really hard at changing something, at stopping a cycle, stopping some arguments. It's causing you a lot of stress, but why won't it change? Because you're holding back something. So it comes back to these barriers. Something's not changing because you're holding back something. It won't change until you actually learn something and speak something. It's not going to... This fear, I think this idea that you can just run away from it, it's almost like you just want to put your head in the sand and for all to go away. Whereas actually what it's asking here is that you're going to have to look at something first of all. Look at something from the past, look at a cycle which needs to change. So rather than just running away from it, this is asking that something in communication and how you create your life changes. It came out reversed. So you've got 3 5s here. The 5 is often the card of conflict. There's so much inner conflict here. You're at a real crossroads. Social conflict, battle, battle, battle. This is in reverse. It's... You're not looking at what you have. You're so stuck in the past, looking at all this pain, all this anxiety, that you're not looking forward. There's this real sense of being trapped and stuck. So you're working really hard, but I think it's more that you need to let something go of the past. That's coming out here. So let's just move those forward for a second. We'll just have a little look at the outcome during this week. Just seeing where this outcome is going to go. How towards the end of the week you're going to be feeling about these inner struggles, this upset going on. Okay, so the Chariot. So there's going to be some movement, and I think it's going to happen quite fast. Because you're about to make a choice. You're about to take control, so I think maybe that's it. It's this sense that you've not actually been in control. You're battling, you're struggling, you're battling, you're struggling. But when you actually decide one direction and you take the reins and you take control, it's all just going to hopefully start to, by the end of the week, soften a bit. Let's just get one last card here. Ooh, too many cards. There we go, we've got the 2 of Cups. So the 2 of Cups talks of pure innocent love. Pure innocent love. It's also the card of duality. It's a very balanced and mutual card. So although you've got the 5s at the beginning where you're struggling, you're in conflict, it's all going to come down to a choice, and it's going to be a heart-based choice. Whatever the struggle is, it's going to come straight from the heart, so that you can start to come to a much purer space, a much more relaxed space. Let's just find out what's crossing the Chariot. So we've got the 8 of Cups, but in reverse. So when you take control of this, instead of needing to run away, you'll be able to face it. You will feel in control. You're going to drop the battle in your mind, and you'll be able to face whatever this decision is that you're going to have to do, whatever these plans are that you're trying to make to change the way you communicate, change the life choices that you're making. When you take control, it's going to be happening. And you've got the 2 of Swords being crossed with the 10 of Swords. So the 10 of Swords talks about the lowest period in your life of this thought pattern is gone. Once you make this decision, the end of the cycle will go. And you can start again. So you can start again with this fresh, new, purer energy of the 2 of Cups. So we'll just see what that is crossed with. So you've got the 2 of Cups in reverse. So the 2 of Cups is crossed with the 2 of Cups, but in reverse. Which shows that just now you are just still really trapped in 2 places. And perhaps it means that actually the decisions, these fights that you're having in your head, they're not actually that important, because your outcome is going to be the 2 of Cups, this peaceful, loving duality, whether or not it's loving within yourself or if it's loving in a relationship. It does speak that the outcome is already set, so you can lose a battle, take control, just face what the problems are in your life, make a choice, end the cycle, and move forward in love. So when I say in love, it doesn't necessarily mean a relationship love. It could just be that the communication that you're having or the fights that you're having, you can start to use more gentle and loving communication. And that's where this duality, working more in a partnership, maybe working with more empathy, understanding other people's points of view. Stop living in the past and living and seeing what you have now. So stop looking at these empty cups and starting to look at your full cups, really understanding that you don't need to run away from anything. It's right in front of you. So we'll just get an oracle card from the Enchanted map, just to finish off the reading. And we have the Sacred Pool. Okay, so for me the Sacred Pool talks about going inwards, going within yourself, and getting in touch with your true emotions, getting to the point of these double Two of Cups that we have going on here. So at the beginning of the reading you're talking about not working together in a partnership and withdrawing and having to think within your own head, stopping this in a battle kind of thing. I think this will happen if you can take yourself into a deep, peaceful place where you can be in your own sacred pool. The choices will become clear, and as soon as your choices become clear and you start trusting your heart, you can take control of the situation, and you're going to start to feel that you're moving into a new cycle. Yeah. Well, I hope that's been useful. Please like and subscribe and have a great week. Hi to all of you who chose the raw citrine crystal for your weekly tarot reading starting from the 22nd of June. So I will just be starting looking at the kind of energies of where you are just now, looking at the energies coming in, looking at your hopes and dreams, and looking at possible outcomes. So we have the energy that we're in just now is the Queen of Cups, so that's a really lovely card to start with. So obviously feeling in quite a warm and soft place just now. Or it could just be that there's a situation to do with love that's on your mind. We have the Nine of Rods in reverse and the King of Cups. Okay, so this looks like there's something to do with a partnership, because you've got the Queen and the King of Cups. And if you look at how they are here, they're facing away from each other. And in the middle of them, we've got the Nine of Rods. So there's a barrier up. So it feels like actually what started off with this beautiful kind of, oh, it's the Queen of Cups, lovely reading, is actually there's some kind of dispute, there's a split somewhere happening in your life with another person. It doesn't necessarily mean a love relationship, it could be a friendship, it could be with a family member, it could be with a whole group of people, but there's something where you are just divided. There's barriers up and there's not the communication that you want going on just now, because this is also a communication card. So some things at the start of the week in a place of divide. And it's got a real stubborn feel to it. So you've got the Two of Pentacles with the Queen of Cups. Yeah, a real kind of sense of, well, I'm not. Which don't we all do? So we have the Three of Rods and crossing the King of Cups. So these cards will just tell us what's going with these energies. We have the Seven of Cups. So it feels to me like there's a disagreement on plans going on. So you both, whatever this is, a partnership, it could even be a work thing where the partnerships are trying to communicate. But there's this sense that these plans which are being made to go forward, there's lots of choices and everyone's weighing up which way to go. You've got the Two of Cups and you're trying to weigh up what's going to be the most stable choice that you could make here. The Seven of Cups, there's just loads of choices going on, but there's a disagreement how to move forward. So that's the start of the week, the energy you're in. So it's a real stubborn energy, a real unbending energy, where there looks like there's discussions and there's words about it, but maybe in a way where you're not really listening to the other party, or you don't feel that you're being heard. There feels like a lack of empathy. So we'll see what kind of energies I'm going to come in. So we've got the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. So it doesn't look like it's, and we've got the Chariot. It doesn't look like the solid foundations are there. And we've got the Wish card, the Star in reverse. So it's like you want to be in control of this decision. You want to have it your way, and there's not much bending necessarily going on. It's almost like you're not budging. You're not budging, or they're not budging. Somebody's not budging. Maybe both of you aren't budging, but there's definite stalemate going on, and it's crossed with the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. So there's no flow, there's no movement. It is very stagnant. It is definitely stalemate going on here. We have the Three of Pentacles in reverse. Yeah, it feels like there's, whatever the non-movement's based on, there's no real reason for it as such. There's no foundation of it. So no one argument's better than the other. And then we have the Judgment card. Yeah, it doesn't look like this is going to be changing until there's more mutual meeting happening. It feels like there's blame and there's finger pointing, not necessarily blame as in it's your fault, but more kind of like, well, I'm not doing it your way, you can do it my way. But yeah, definite lack of empathy. So we'll look at what your hopes are and what your fears are just now around this situation. So your hopes are the Five of Cups. The Five of Cups is the conflict card as such. You're looking at your spilt cups. And your fear is the Six of Swords in reverse. So you want to win no matter what. It almost feels like it's the principle of something. So you're standing by your principles on something. It's not necessarily that you're passionate about what the choice is, even though you feel very strongly about it, but it's more, it feels like there's boundaries being laid down, and it's almost a principle that's going on here. And but within that you're really quite worried that it's turbulent, it's not moving on to calmer waters. So I don't think it's necessarily a quiet disagreement which is going on. It feels quite rocky, it feels quite argumentative, and it feels like it's probably quite stressful actually. So we'll just see what the hopes are crossed with. See what the fears are crossed with. I'm just looking at what the hopes are crossed with. What these Fives of Cups, what energy is bringing this Five of Cups? The Five of Cups which doesn't want to move. But yeah, having the Five of Cups as the Hierophant. Actually, I hope it's quite strange because it's quite a sad card. It's not necessarily a happy card. That's why it feels like you'd rather win regardless. So the Hierophant, it's almost definitely this point of principle. It's the morals. There's something that you're not going to budge on it. You've decided this is how this is going to be. I'm not budging. Because for you, it's definitely a point of principle. It's morals. You've got the Hierophant, which is often, it's kind of rituals and establishment. So looking at the fear, and yet while you don't want to move on, it feels like you're sick of the fighting or the battle, because it's creating stormy weather and you want it to be calm. So we're just, far too many. Mind of their own. The moon. Okay. often it's a darker energy. It's more your subconscious. It's your more secret aspect, your darker side of you. So it feels that although you just don't want to move, these morals are holding you in one place. There's an aspect of you which just wants it to stop, but you just can't let that need to have the moral upper ground go at the moment. So we'll just find out a bit more about these hopes and fears. Just asking why are the morals so important? Why are these morals just now? Why is holding this principal place so important to you? So the Five of Swords. It's the conflict. This conflict again. The Five of Swords, there's a card of conflict, and the Tower. The Tower talks about stability, changing, foundations moving. And we have the Nine of Cups. So let's just look at those. So this although you're in this conflict, these fights going on, and nothing seems to be changing, there's this real strong need in you for it to change, for the foundation of something just to completely change. You've got the Three of Pentacles in reverse here. It's this sense that something needs to shift, something needs to change. And you need to, either you or someone else needs to be less indulgent in their need to be right. Just going to move those there and just see if we can get more clarification on this Moon card. What's been hidden? What's stopping you? What's stopping you from getting into your calmer waters? So you've got the Five of Rods. So it's the battle again. So you've actually got three battle cards here. You've got three fives. You've got the Five of Cups, the Five of Swords, and the Five of Wands. So you're battling and battling and battling. This is what's stopping you from going on to the calmer waters. So maybe it's just a case that you're going to have to drop those morals a little bit if you want to get to this calmer waters. You're going to have to allow that Tower moment, the change, the crumbling of how you've always done things to change so you can move away from this battle. So the Queen and the King of Cups can turn back towards each other or walk away completely, but whatever it is they need to do, they need to stop standing with their backs to each other. And let's just find out what's stopping moving from calm onto calmer waters. What's just stopping? The Page of Swords. Okay, so there's cutting words being used, not kind words being used, and it could be the words you say to yourself, it could be the words that are being said to you that are keeping you in this moral place, it could be the words that you're saying to somebody else, but there's a sense that quite childish behaviour happening, and we can all be childish with our words and our thoughts and our stubborn ways. Seems to be part of the human nature a lot of the time. But to get to this place of calm, you're going to have a breaking of the way you are working and thinking, or they're going to have to change how they're thinking. It does feel like it's got to meet in the middle here, actually. Let's just get one last card here. Just one last card, looking at what's stopping moving on to calmer waters. What's stopping moving on to calmer waters just now? Ooh, just take one. Okay, so you have the Eight of Cups here. The Eight of Cups talks about moving away from a situation, moving away. So this is what's stopping you going on to the calm thing, is that you are not moving away from it. You're staying within it. So these arguments are going to keep on happening while you stay within it. I can't think if we had the Six of Cups somewhere reversed. Oh, that was the other reading. No, that was the other reading. Yeah, so you're not moving away. It could be that you're not moving away in your head, you're not moving away from a belief, you're not moving away from your moral standpoint. But until you move away from it, you are not going to move into your calmer waters. And that's just how that's going to be. So we'll just see what the energy for the end of the week is going to be. So just looking at, are you going to be able to move into these calmer waters? Are you going to be able to move away from this stagnant stalemate? Or is the person or the situation you're dealing with going to be able to move away from that? You're going to put down your swords. What's the 5 we haven't got? We haven't got the 5 of Pentacles. Okay, so at the moment you're not feeling actually left out or rejected, you're feeling quite included, which is good, but it feels like you're possibly too included in whatever these battles are, these wars are. So how's the week going to move on? There we go. Okay, so I think that you're going to start to, things are going to hopefully start to calm, but there's going to be a decision to do that, which is going to be the decision to hold on or let go, very much so by the looks of things. So we have the 7 of Cups in reverse. So we've got 2 of these. There are choices, it feels like there's choices, but you don't feel like there is a choice. Because you've got this planning card that you're trying to do here, you're trying to start again, but it does feel like you don't think you've got a choice. Which again comes to that stagnant energy. That feeling stuck in one space, that stalemate. There are choices here. You're just not able to see them. And one last card, the energy of the week. And we have the Lovers card. So there's definitely this duality, this working with a partnership. I think when you start to leave this past battle behind and you move on to these calmer waters, you can start to turn the king and the queen back together. So just now they are facing away and we want them to face towards each other. Okay? And that's going to happen. Then you just drop it. Drop whatever it is. Drop this point of view. Start to have the empathy for the other. And the Lovers is crossed with the Lovers in reverse. And this is really funny because the last reading had the 2 of Cups crossed with the 2 of Cups in reverse. There's definitely a choice here. Just now, how the week's going to end up is really in your hands. It's going to be a real strong choice, a real decision on how you move forward here. Don't rely on the other person to be making the changes, because these changes are going to come down to you. But you do have the huge opportunity here of recognising that there are loads of choices that you are in control of getting to this calmer place. You can have a partnership which works lovingly together. And again, this still could be in a business thing, but it could lovingly work together, or kindly or productively work together. And so we have Death. Death with the Lovers. Right, so you're going to have to change something. This is what this is saying to me. You're going to have to change something. If you wait for the other person, it's not going to happen. And it doesn't necessarily mean because you're not right. It just means that whatever stubbornness which is going on here, they're not able to make the change. So if you want to come towards them, you will have to make the change. Or the change might be that you actually decide that this partnership is done. This partnership actually is done, and you're starting a fresh journey, not just communicating with them, but just a brand new fresh journey. So some decisions to make there. And we'll just pull from the Enchanted Map Oracle card to finish off the reading. See if we can get any more guidance towards how we can make this partnership work. So I don't mean to smile, it's just there's so much stuck stuff. So we have stuck in the mud. So that really sums it up. Something has to move. Otherwise, it's just going to keep on going. This battle is just going to keep on clashing. Nothing's going to change. The other person isn't going to be the person who's going to be making the changes at this point. Are you able to? Do you want to? It's up to you. Do you want your lovers the right way round or the wrong way round? Well, I hope that's been helpful, and I hope you have an enjoyable week. Hi to all of those who chose the green Aventurine for your tarot card reading choice. and welcome to your reading for the week starting the 22nd of June. I've just done a reading for you and then realised that I hadn't actually pressed record. And it was a really interesting reading, so for somebody out there, I'm just going to quickly give this one. You're trying to change a habit and you're not feeling strong enough, and you've tried to change this so many times and it's just really toxic in your life and you just don't feel that you have got the strength to do it, but you have. So that was a reading for somebody. So how this reading is going to go is I'm going to look at where your energy is at the moment, look at what energies are coming in, looking at some hopes and fears that you've got going on and possible outcomes. So just looking at where the energies are just now. Where the energies are just now. It'll be interesting if the exact same reading comes out. The last two readings have related quite tightly to the weekend reads that I've done. So let's see if this one does. So where are the energies at the moment? I can't believe it. So these two cards were in the first three cards of the last one. Okay. So we have the Nine of Cups in reverse, we have the Hierophant, and we have the Eight of Wands in reverse. So this is looking at, you're feeling overindulgent, something's toxic in your life now. It could be a food, it could be drink, it could be some other kind of vice that you're using. It could just be that you're overindulging in a hobby. There's something that you feel that you're being greedy with and that you want to change. You feel that it's not moving. You've tried to change it and it's not moving. You've tried to take control, you've tried to manipulate it, and for whatever reason you're feeling quite stuck here. It feels there's part of a ritual. Whatever it is that you're feeling greedy about, it might even be shopping, whatever it is, it's part of your ritual, it's part of how you have been for a long time. And we have the Queen of Cups crossing the morals. So whatever this ritual is that you're doing, it gives you love in some ways. So it could be that it's self-nurturing, it makes you feel good about yourself. So although it might be toxic to you in some ways, your body's benefiting from something from it. Your mind is benefiting from something. That one flew down. You've got the Ten of Wands. I don't know if it was a reverse or not, so we'll just put in there for a moment. So it's giving you, it's nurturing you in some ways, but it's also a burden. It doesn't feel like it's in your control. It's a ritual, it's been going on for a long time. So this could be within another person, it could be it feels like it's something to do with your home life. Something within the home that is feeling overburdened. So it gives you comfort, there's something that you're doing which is giving you comfort, but you want to change it because you feel greedy with it and you feel out of control. So let's just see what energies are coming in for you this week. So this is where you're starting at the week, this sense. It feels like a guilty pleasure. And you've got the Theft card and the Control card. Oh, I'm going to take that one again as well. Right, so you have the Theft card, the sense that you're stealing away. Yeah, this feels, it's something that you do, you feel quite guilty about it, but it's making you quite anxious. So you've got these two cards here which are very much, you're trapped in this position of hiding something, hiding this guilty pleasure that you have. And you want to take control of it. You've got the Chariot here, he's moving forward, he wants to be in control of this situation. But you've got the Rejection card. It feels that you're really worried about changing something because you're going to lose this love. Now it could be the love that you give yourself, as I say, it could be that this self-love that something pleasurable you get from whatever it is you're indulging in. But you're worried that you're going to something's going to be rejected. You might be rejected, you might be rejecting something in yourself, but you want to start taking control of it. So in the reading which didn't record, you had the page of rods at the top here, where you were starting on the journey. So this does feel like you do want to take control of something. So now you have the Nine of Cups again. So this is the same card as this one here. It feels like it's to do with indulgence. Definitely to do with indulgence here. I'm going to take that one for the Chariot. So we have the Devil in reverse with the Chariot. So the Devil often talks about toxic patterns, toxic behaviours, codependencies, but it's in reverse here, so it's really good. It's you want to take control of this situation so that you can get rid of this toxic behaviour or toxic habit, because it's causing you anxiety. It's not actually making you feel very good here. So maybe it's you've made the decision already, and this is going to be the turning point where you take the reins and drop something toxic from your life. So again, it could be a person, it could even be a job, something which feels like it's good for you, but you know deep down it's not good for you. And we have the Six of Wands. So yeah, it feels you're going to start taking control of something, and you're going to be victorious with it. You're moving forward, you're charging on. You've decided that although you have this, it gives this loving feeling inside of you, you're done with it. You are rejecting it from your life. Whatever this indulgent aspect is, you've decided you are rejecting it from your life, which is great. So let's look at your hopes and your fears around this situation. We had 3 come out there. So you've got the Nine of Pentacles in reverse. So this is your hope. So the Nine of Pentacles is often, it's a very independent lady. It's very self-sufficient. She's got everything she needs. She wants for nothing. This is in reverse. So this is your hope. This is a strange one to have a reverse. So we'll clarify that in a minute. That's your hope. It could be again because it's also got quite an indulgent aspect about it. She's very surrounded by things. She's got lots of things, lots of abundance. So maybe it's a hope that you can get rid of your need for things or a substance. So what's your fears surrounding this? What's your fears just now surrounding this situation, this toxic situation? What are your fears just now? So the Page of Rods. So remember I said the Page of Rods was at the beginning of the last one, which failed to record. So you've got the Page of Rods here. So your fear is that you're not going to take control, you're not going to take that step, you're not going to take the reins. So we'll find out what these are crossed with and maybe get some more clarification. So just clarifying the Nine of Pentacles in reverse, your hopes. Clarifying the Nine of Pentacles in reverse with your hopes. So we got the Nine of Wands. So you want to make the changes. You just feel like you're going to have to put some things in place. And you're hoping you're going to. You know it's not going to be an easy ride. You know it's not going to be an easy ride. You've got the Lovers in reverse. You know that, feels like you know you're not going to have any help or support potentially, that you're going to have to do this alone. Or maybe that you've been doing it alone and now's the time to actually get help. There's one or another. You've either been getting help and now you're going to try it on your own, or it's reversed the other way around. That, yeah, you've been doing it all on your own and you're going to get some help coming in. This fear, so you're starting on your journey here, it's brand new. It feels too new potentially, like it's not established yet. You're worried it's not going to happen. You've got the Eight of Pentacles. So your fear is you're not going to work hard enough on this. There's lack of self-trust here. You haven't got the confidence to release something toxic from your life. You know you want to do it. You know you want to reject this from your life, but there's a real fear that you can't do it, that you won't be able to work hard enough. That you'll put in the work and it won't make any difference. Let's just get some more clarity on the fear. So the Empress. It's lack of self-confidence. It's a sense that, or lack of self-worth. It's a sense that you're going to fail at doing it. You're going to fail and you're going to be pulled back into this toxic thing, whereas actually you want to be starting to create. You've got the page of rods here and you've got the Empress. You're ready to move on, but you're really scared that you can't put the work in for some reason. Let's just ask why do you feel that you can't put the work in? Why do you feel this is going to be too hard to do? Why do you feel this is too hard to do? Okay. So we have the Three of Cups, the Hangman in reverse, and the King of Swords. Feels here that you don't want to give up a party. That you're even potentially worried. You're going to have to sacrifice something. For this to change, you're going to have to be very strong with something, but you are going to have to sacrifice something in your life to get there. And it's this abundant nature, the Three of Cups. You can see we've got the ladies with their cups and they're having this fruitful time and they're all together, they're socialising, they're joined together having a party. You don't want to give up something. It feels like too hard work to give it up. I'm just going to find out who the King of Swords is. So the King of Swords can be a person or it could be a situation. Just going to find out who's the King of Swords here. Why does this feel like too much like hard work? What are all these fears about? So the Magician in reverse. So you've already had the Magician in reverse here. Let's make sure it's in reverse. So we have two Magicians in reverse. This is a sense that you can't do it. You don't feel that you've got the tools to do it. You can't do it alone. Maybe that's it. You can't do it alone. Maybe this is that you should be asking for help. Maybe this is you should be calling on the people around you. That's the kind of tone I'm getting here. You don't need to do it on your own. There are people around you, there's support, there's professions. And you're scared about cutting the ties to the past. For some reason, I think you're not quite sure what the world looks like without this toxic behaviour or this toxic habit or this toxic person. You remove that and it's like, well, what? It sounds like hard work, and then what have I got in front of me? What am I looking at? So this is saying that, yeah, if help is offered, take it, and reminding you that you can control this, you can manifest this. No, sorry, let's get 3 cards for the end of the reading here, just seeing where the energy is going to go. You can cut this out of your life. You can actually cut this out of your life. But you may need to call on the King of Swords. So this could be a professional body, it could be somebody who is authoritative in your life, not necessarily male, but it could be someone who you have a great respect for, who you believe is very intellectual, not necessarily in the academic way, but who has wise words that you trust. And I think on calling on their help, they can help you make changes. There's something toxic, but there will need to be potentially a professional body or leaning on other people to get help. Just find out the energies for the end of the week. See what the potential energies are going to be. We have the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. So it's feeling a little unstable in your mind with it. Foundations aren't there yet. It all just feels a bit new. It feels like it's unknown. It's like you recognise what this is. You felt toxic, whatever this is, but you recognise it. You understand it. It feels there's a comfort there. There's a self-comfort there. You understand it, but that stability is going to be feeling a little bit rot maybe during the week. You've got the King of Rods, and we've got the Knight of Pentacles. So you've got three people cards here. So I think this really does show that there's needs to be looking to the people around you to get help. And the male energy is often the action energy, so I think it's not necessarily emotional help you're looking for here. It's actual physical help to do something in your life. So something that you're unable to do on your own, you're going to be getting some kind of help with. And you have the Empress again. So we have two Empress cards coming out for you this week. So you're ready to start creating. You really are ready to start on this journey. You just need to start allowing yourself to ask for help, perhaps I'm getting here. So we'll just pull an oracle card to finish the reading from the Enchanted Map. Yeah, you're overburdened. You've been doing this alone. It's time to call in the troops, make some phone calls, start manifesting, start taking control of the situation. And start to remove that toxic aspect, which although you come to rely on and is quite a safety net, your heart knows it's not the right thing. Or your body knows it's not the right thing. Something's telling you it's not the right thing. So just looking for the last oracle card. So we have the Sacred Bull. So I think with this goes for this Queen of Cup energy. So whatever it is, this toxic aspect of your life that you know that you want to get rid of and you're going to be asking for help or support in it, just now it gives you self-love, and you're going to need to find a replacement for this, a way to find calmness within you. And I would say that there's going to be a lot of inward thinking when you do this, to start to take control of this situation. Although you'd be looking outside to get help in doing it, the emotional work you're going to be doing in an inner place. And I think you're going to be guided really nicely actually. There's a lot of guidance here. You have a lot of guidance coming towards you. Should you choose to take it, the guidance is all there and it's just waiting. It's waiting for you to call on it. So I hope that's helpful, and I hope you make the call and whatever toxicity in your life is starting to move out. So that's what I have for you. Have a great week.